What the fuck is it gonna take to get rid of this bitch? You can't get rid of me, bitch. I'm not going nowhere.
I got time to think. Bitches wanna keep trying me. One thing about it, don't go crying once you fuck around and see. A hungry dog will go biting once you let it off the leash. Once it go mad, you gotta put them down. R.I.P. Hating on the next one cause you don't have what I got. Same 24 in a day. You struggling, I'm not. The difference between me and you, I'm on your brain. I'm off in a different world trying to double up this knot. You can't think past giving up some pussy. You get mad at me cause I come through one shit, I'm pushy. Now you feel away cause he intrigued, he wanna do me. But fuck, I look like taking the assistance from a rookie. Push me to the limit, so I'm gonna speak my mind. I got time to date. I got time to date. I got time to take it.
Okay. So, it's 12:01, 12:03. I say 12, but I'm late as usual. Yeah, as soon as I open up my cookies, I'm ready. So, this is a show. This is a show with content. At this time, I'm being a content creator. The title says April Showers, the tale of the Tattletales. So, I'm going to give you guys the content that was a second-degree murder trial and case back in 2003. Yeah. I'm going to start from the top. So, I can remember him coming to me. He was loaded. He looked like this when he came to me. My baby daddy, my child father, he used to like to eat Xanax. And this was back during an era where in my city, where I'm from, the choice of drug, the end thing was codeine and shit like that. So he would put patches on, morphine patches, and take Xans, and 540s and 503s. And he would drink clear liquor by the gallon. And he would still promethazine with codeine. And he would take shots of Tussinex, like all in a day. Dude would just be loaded. In 1920, around this time. Right? So he meets up with this dude named Kenny Bell, who's in-law to his brother. He had his brother's house and his sister-in-law, people there. And Bell tell him, come ride with me. Come ride with me. Go hit this lick. I'm going to get some read my connect in. This was during the time of the Reggie. So they was going to go get some pounds of marijuana, some reefer from the Mexican who had been Bell Connect. Now the whole time, Bell know he going to rob the Connect. He knows that this young, dumb, loaded child father of mine, he know he gonna get on when it's time to get on. He coming home like he gonna preserve himself at all costs. So this article was the first one that dropped, right? But we had waited so long. let me stop. I gotta contain myself to tell a story because my emotions is in it. So I gotta take them out so I can be the storyteller. So anyway, I can remember my baby daddy, my daughter was at his house with him and his girlfriend because we was good friends by then. We wasn't together as a couple. My son was a newborn. I was with his father. And I get a call from his sister-in-law, whose house he was at with Bill, right? His brother's house. And I hear my child in the back and she's screaming bloody murder. She was a daddy's girl. She was 3 at the time. And they said, hey, man, see Val, they just took PJ to jail. We got baby girl. We finna bring her to you. They lived on the south side of town. I lived on the north. Now, it don't take but 20 minutes tops because my little town's small. But by the time they made it them 20 minutes, y'all, my baby was still screaming. They had pulled up at his brother's house, seen him, and they arrested him. Asked him his name, put him in handcuffs, took my baby off his lap, took him out. So we knew that he was in jail. I kept looking at the news, the 5 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock news, the 10 o'clock news. Nothing. Nothing about his arrest. I had a house phone. I'm waiting on my phone to ring. Nothing. He ain't called nothing. The next day or 4 days that morning, my memory don't serve good no more. He eventually called and he said that they had been questioning him and interrogating him about a murder and an attempted murder. He said he was high, he went to sleep. They wouldn't let him go, wanted him to talk. He told them, call his lawyer. Wasn't his first rodeo. So anyway, they arrested him. And then they came and they arrested Bell. Okay? Bell was what they say, 26, 28, 38. I can't see. It's blurry. But yeah, they came, got his old ass. Now around that time, because this is a little city, and Bell people, and I know his people. Matter of fact, me and one of his cousins was running buddies back then. But this here article right here started. It allowed people to paint the narrative that Peach told on Bell. Okay, but I knew better, and I told my homegirl, I bet what you want to bet. Cause I know PJ and I know he didn't
answer any questions under the ground that they have made incriminate me.
I know him. So I know that's how he end up. You know? But everybody motherfucking was watching real close after that. It took 2 years. 2 years for Paul to finally go to trial. He went first. Right? They indicted him on the murder and eventually the attempted murder. Now, during this time, they made him cut his hair. When you catch a murder charge, second-degree murder, they make you cut your hair for whatever reason. Now, during this time, the man in the attempted murder, he had to change his story so many times because they had so much dope in the house still when the police made it there and discovered the body and him hanging on by a thread. He had kept changing his story because he didn't want to take his leaks for them 33 pounds that was left in the house. And he couldn't identify PJ in the lineup. He was looking like a different kind of nigga. But anyway, they eventually went on and they booked him. And because this was during that era, what's up, D Money? What it do, baby? Because this was during that era, they made it a thing, right? It was a big thing. They talking about they getting a look in the world of drug dealing. This was reefer. This was reefer. This wasn't no cocaine or no shit. But anyway, you know, my baby daddy, he go to trial first. Right? He go to trial first with his paid lawyer. The jury is hung. It's hung. So at that time the district attorney has the option to let it go or come back with some new evidence and continue to pursue the charge. By this time, their charges were initially capital murder. Lord, we was praying over there because that's the death penalty. You get the injection. But yeah, they lessened it to second degree. He went to trial, hung jury. Then Bill goes to trial with his court appointed. All right. He get found guilty. Okay. He get found guilty. Paul retrial start after that. Okay. District attorney wanted him. They had a point to prove. Okay. Well, I'll be down if I have to think by now. Let me see. I was pregnant with baby girl when the day this article hit the fucking papers. She was born in 06. So this 3 years later. This 3 years later. And now we finally got to see who was the snitch. Imagine a narrative being painted for 3 years. For 3 years. They tried to put that jacket on that man.
Fuck the goddamn shit. I'm tired of this motherfucking shit. Y'all fucking with me. I don't want to hear this shit.
And then he come in. And he gonna talk about he told him to shoot. And he was a goddamn lie. He was a damn lie. That boy sat on his stand and instead of him taking his lick, you know what I'm saying, you got found guilty. That man took the stand. Big old nigga too, big hitter. Now, that's snitching. Okay? Snitching is not somebody that ain't in the game, ain't playing by street rules, reporting a crime. They're taxpaying, law-abiding citizens. That's what they're supposed to do. Everybody got a job to do. But when you are the co-defendant, you heard me? When you the co-defendant and you make a decision to be out there in that world, you shouldn't do nothing that you ain't prepared to deal with the consequences behind. Yeah, I was 19 years old at this time when he went, 22 then. We was young. I was a mom like that day, and baby daddy was part of my motherfucking starting five when I first jumped off the porch. Yeah, he was part of my starting five, my starting lineup. I was around there looking like that. And he around there looking like that. He set the bar real high at co-parenting. Hey, coach. The first, my starter, man. My starter set the bar real high, period. I ain't gonna lie. I jumped off the porch and man, I had a team and 2 out of 3 of them starting 5 still hold my respect today, to this day. And we all was children when we started. But my child father, he set the bar high on co-parenting. If you wanted to be in his life as his old lady, you came as a bonus mom. And it doesn't matter if my son, father, and I were in a relationship, we always put our children first. The children was what mattered. If he'll be too loaded, he wasn't going to neglect his kid. He'll bring her, the one next to him, his cousin. They'll be like, see, Val, he loaded, but I'm not. We got her. But he was coming to get his kid. He was coming to see about her. If I said I needed something, even if it was for a bill, he didn't say you got a nigga you fuck with. Ask him. None of that whole shit. Like he was a father by every sense of the fucking word. So now he was on trial again, fighting for his life, and his co-defendant has come, and I deed him as the trigger man. He the brains behind it. This old ass nigga say that this 19-year-old boy shot, killed, and robbed his connect. That's cold-blooded. That's cold motherfucking blooded. He was convicted. He was sentenced to life plus 70. 10 out of 12 jurors decided his fate. And I held that shit down. Hey, TT. Yo. But this headline right here, this was the one that hit. It was at this moment that a motherfucker couldn't really tell me nothing about no motherfucking street rules and laws and respect. Because this nigga Bell was a heavy hitter and a big nigga, a big bully, they said that outweighed him being El Rata. You know? Niggas turn the other cheek when they scared. I ain't never been used to dealing with them kind of niggas ever, not even in my youth. This why I don't play them kind of street games. Yeah. But baby daddy shout though. He shout because my Louisiana governor, John Bell Edwards, he passed a ruling called a jury ban. And it says that in order to be convicted of a second-degree murder, you have to have a unanimous jury. He even came during his second term and he tried to make it retroactive, meaning that those that have already been convicted fitting those guidelines would have to be retried on new evidence or let go because it was unconstitutional for them to be convicted by anything less than a unanimous jury. Well, the district attorneys of Louisiana got together and they said, no. We accept that it's law that we can't do it no more, but you're not going to open up the floodgates. Do you realize you'll be letting out thousands of inmates? C Murder, my baby daddy. Yeah, during that time, the rest of the world was talking about Monica and C Murder and Master P. See, my baby daddy, he wasn't no famous nigga. But we was going through that during that same time. Yeah. So the Supreme Court, they've been back and forth about it, about whether or not to make it retroactive. And then I want to say that they decided that it would be up to the district attorneys in those parishes whether or not they want to treat the cases retroactively or not. It's been 20 years. April 16th, if I'm not mistaken. It's been 20 years. Man, hold up. That's a long time to fucking co-parent in the jailhouse. In them 20 years when he went, he was 20 years old. Was about to be 20 that same year. His girlfriend, whose house him and my daughter, was at, he was going to get my daughter from, she was pregnant with his third daughter. 20 years later, he has 3 adult daughters and a granddaughter. This man missing his whole life because his co-defendant ID'd him as the trigger man because he lost. This is why I don't fuck with people when they show me that they got these slickery, slithering, slimy, succotash ass personalities. So y'all be careful out there. If y'all got people that, you know, they got through in themselves, they DOC numbers. And I don't mean the ones that keep going, but hey, do you. Can't tell you who to fuck with. But I'm talking about the ones that got through in there, sat down with football numbers, justly or unjustly. Man, check on them. You see, my baby daddy, he kept it real even after he went to jail because he never expected us to send him not 1 cent. He never expected us to add not 1 dime to a fucking toll-free call. But he made sure he provided even from in there, and he made sure he stayed in contact even from in there. Because real street niggas and real boss niggas, real niggas, when they go lay down and do time, they people don't have to take care of them. So if y'all out here and y'all risking y'all freedom, y'all ain't got no lawyer money put up, y'all ain't got no hustle about yourself, that even if you convicted and found guilty, your family won't have to support you. Hey, baby. How you? I'm wrapping it up. Quick little 30-minute story time with Madam. Yeah, so if y'all ever had to be a DOC, Department of Correction, or federal correction system, I don't know, we ain't never went federal. But if you ever had to co-parent from in there, with an inmate, if you was ever the son or daughter or brother or sister of an inmate, man, then you understand what I'm saying. Now, I get it. A lot of people don't deal with people who are felons or criminals or whatever the case may be. But this right here, this live, this content, this show, this part of me, this story time was for those of you who can relate. If you out there in them streets and you listening, or you got somebody that's out there in them streets, it's a short enough live for you to let them listen to it from beginning to end, and hopefully the seed will be planted. And if it's already been planted, I pray that this is water to said seed. You can risk your freedom and play in them streets with motherfuckers that claim and act like and may even appear to be street, air quotes. But at the end of the day, man, you can't tell on you. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. Stand on principle. Stand for something. This a short enough life so you can let people know when they say they don't want to be no snitch. And that's why they allow fuck shit to go on around them and don't say nothing when they see something. Let them hear the lesson that you only a snitch if you committed the crime and you won't tell on your co-defendants. That's called snitching. That's the definition of snitching. We got to fix this shit. Hold our politicians accountable because my baby daddy's still sitting in there at year 20, right? Now, all he got to do is the 25. The plus 70 has been taken back by the governor under that bill. So he could be coming home any day now. Yeah. Man, salute to the real ones. Not the ones that claim they are, but the ones who stay true to who they are, even if they crash dummy. Because he never brought his dirt around us. Like, yeah, he knew how to keep the streets and his family shit separate. He wasn't saying, "Will you take this time and do 25 for me?" That ain't cool. That's goofy shit. For the men that stand on principle, man, that old law, whether you thugging in them streets or you on the porch, whatever, which way you doing it, man, just salute to those who can stand up and be authentically and truthfully them and keep it G with your dog no matter what. Don't let nobody trick you off your square. Don't let nobody gaslight you into doing no crash dummy shit. Because when it get gangster and when you get sentenced, your name the only one on that paperwork. That DOC number only attached to you. To the loved ones of those people, man. Y'all just keep praying. Keep them updated. Don't cut off their line to the outside world. Yeah, they responsible for putting themselves in that situation, but they whole rest of their life, yeah. Yeah, that's the lesson I hope y'all learn from this 33 million live. Y'all be cool.